To another story. The loss of a parent or guardian can lead to emotional and financial hardship for children, leaving them vulnerable and without support. In Kogi State, Governor Usman Ododo is addressing this issue with the launch of the Governor Ododo Orphan Students Care initiative, reaffirming his commitment to the welfare of orphans. Governor Ododo's position is that no child in the state should feel abandoned or forgotten due to the death or financial struggles of their parents or guardians. Asoko, take this away.
Yeah, I think this is a very good initiative from the governor. At least we'll be hearing different programs for widows, okay, and nobody has even done any program for widowers. You understand? I think that's another idea that I've sold to.
You've sold to state governors.
Yes, let them start thinking about now that the governor is thinking about orphans. You know, it's a very good initiative. There's another governor that is even building a center. I think it's the Kogi State Governor building a center for the elderly persons. So it's good that Governor Ododo is coming up with this initiative. We hope that the beneficiaries will see the need in it, okay, and not just and it will be sustainable, okay. It has to be sustainable. Once you lose your parents or your guardian, you're on your own. Me, I am an orphan, and I understand what it means, because sometimes you might get to a particular level. Whether you are old, some people say, but say you are old. No, you get to a particular point, you want to take critical decisions that concerns your life. And when you don't have somebody to speak with, okay, it becomes a problem. Sometimes you might say, but your wife is there. Yes, you're my wife. Sometimes there are some things I might not want to share with my wife, because if your wife doesn't have the capacity to hold a particular information, okay, as in emotional information, or something that might cause her to begin to cry, you might not want to tell your wife. So you might want somebody who is at that senior level, or somebody who is older, much older, that understands life, as in life, to share that information with. So the person will now begin to calm you down and give you the advice that, let you, weather the storm.
Absolutely.
So this program is going to help so many orphans like that, especially giving them a shoulder. Let me use that word. Giving them a shoulder for them to lean on. Once they need that shoulder, the governor has given them this program. And I think it's a good initiative. Nobody has ever thought about that, thinking that, okay, once your parents die, that is the end. I hope also that this program will also look at, students who even go beyond just students, but also looking at individuals, creating a center for orphans, whereby orphans whose parents who don't have any hope at all, because this one now is for students. It's for students, because for the student now, once you don't have parents, you don't have guardians, how will you pay your school fees? You understand? There's no hope. So, but Governor Ododo, I'm just telling him now, if he can, create a center for these orphans, orphans. It might not just be students, but orphans generally. Let them come. Look for people, elderly people, experts, psychologists, who can help people who have lost hope completely, who have lost parents, lost guardians, and they will go to that center and then they will get healing. It might not just be monetary. Most of these things, it's not only about monetary, because this is for the student now, it's monetary. Okay. Paying school fees, paying their tuition, and some other things. But for when you have a center where the orphans can always go, and somebody is sharing some good ideas to them, or giving them a shoulder, I think it will go a long way in helping a lot of them.
All right. And I also hope that there is a monitoring mechanism, or the governor monitors this himself or assigns someone to monitor this. So the real beneficiaries enjoy this initiative. So we don't have political orphans.
God bless you. That is the right word, political orphans. Because at the end of the day, look at Orphaned, for instance. The Orphaned that the federal government is doing. I have not heard anybody complain about they didn't pay my school fees. They didn't do this. It is transparent. If you want questions, you can go to them and then they will give you the right answers. So, but this one, just like you said, it shouldn't be political orphans, whereby at the end of the day, we'll now see 10,000 names. Those 10,000 names,
10,000 are politicians.
They will now have parents. Some will have parents. Maybe their parents are not. They are not in Kogi. Their parents are in Abuja.
The list
some in
might
Lagos.
Not even contain,
you know,
or
and then they. Then at the end of the day,
until
no, that's in the orphans itself.
Okay.
You understand? So we hope that at the end of the day, it will not be a channel of corruption. But
that's very important.
It is very, very important. I hope the governor understands this because we are not just saying it. Because we know that is what Nigeria agencies, most agencies or programs like this end up being. So the governor must make sure that there's a monitoring agency, a monitoring team that ensures that if somebody says, I don't have parents, I don't have guardians, I don't have hope, and my school fees is about to, I need somebody to pay my school fees. Somebody somewhere should go to confirm wherever that person came from, whether it's from Kaba, whether it's from Okunu, wherever he is, but around that Kogi State. Provided it's in school, then they should be able to say, okay, fine. Truly, this person is if it's 10,000, even if it is 1,000 that the governor can do, he shouldn't be in a hurry to say, I want to accommodate 100,000. Even if it is 500. Even if it's 500 or 100, let him do it. He shouldn't be in a hurry to satisfy everybody. Because at the end of the day, that is where the political orphans will come in.
All right. Adeoye, tomorrow, January 27, makes it a year since Governor Ododo assumed office. Is he matching his words with action?
Well, I think, to be very fair, it's too early, if you have a term of 12 months in the university and you have just spent about 3 months, it's too early to say that, okay, this particular student has failed. But I think that given the resources available in Kogi State, given the debts inherited, even though we may not admit all that inherited, given the security situation in Kogi State, given the environmental factors, I think we can say that he appears to understand the needs of that state in terms of what the people really need. And I believe, given the limited resources at his disposal, I can say that it's not doing badly, in terms of road construction, in terms of primary health care, in terms of also security. I saw the equipments and gadgets, so many of them that he bought for. And if you see Kogi State today, if you look at Kogi State, there has been noticeable reduction in crime, because I'm familiar with that terrain, and I know that he's doing, there's been improvement, in terms of security in the state. And I think the idea of this orphanage is also something that is very good, because to be an orphan is not an easy thing. It's an emotional issue, it's a psychological issue. It's always good for people to have somebody who are their parents, who can give them that emotional cover, who can give them, economic needs, who can give them love, who can give them affection. When that is absent, it's like killing a child, because there's nothing left. No matter, even when you have access to the good things of life, once there's no emotional parentage, it's always a very big problem. And orphans have increased tremendously in Nigeria in the past years. I think the figure we have now is between 17.5 to 18 million. That is huge. So it means that it's a state and also national challenge that state governments and federal government should show more interest. We are talking about 18 million people. That is a lot. That's a lot. Because we have had increase in kidnapping, in killings, violence, this past year. So there are a lot of people who are, and also poverty. you know, can also lead to orphanage, diseases, mystery, people losing their lives and all that. So, dealing with the issue of orphanage of orphans, I think it's a major developmental issue that state governments should focus on. So I'm happy that he has brought it up as a focal point, which I think is commendable.
All right, gentlemen.